I'm Eric Pan from City Studio, and I'm the founder of the Makerspace, and also we provide a lot of open source hardwares to the global makers. So it's my honor and pleasure to be here. I don't know about biology, so I'm very interested in that. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about the city and about things, which is the feature of this city. Shenzhen is called the Hollywood for hardware, because here, around a 1 hour trip, you can find all the talents and supply chains which can form up a product. And we have seen so many manufacturing happening here for the past 20 to 30 years. But what's next? We are seeing more innovators, startups come over to Shenzhen. They want to bring new software to, the new hardware. And as you guys hear today, which makes me feel like the city is more like a laboratory. It hungrily needs a lot of academic involvement. And I try to use this title. It's called the social network of evolving things. Because to us, we see a lot of things happening in Shenzhen. And especially for last 50 years, we see a lot of products happening. And they change every day, and we got some products survived, but some product extinct. So if we take a metaphor, it's like the survival of the fittest that fits into human selection. Because whenever we have a massive products generated, who will be the deciding their features? It's the human being, it's the consumers. We will vote for it, we'll buy it to make it lasting. And especially for the last 10 years, I think this evolvement has been accelerated because a lot of new technologies, a lot of new desires for differentiating products are happening. If we look at ourselves in this room, nobody is wearing the same clothes for a badge. Because the demands are becoming more scattered, which means the environment for the product to survive has changed. So if we look deeper, I take the metaphor further. If we see products like creatures, they're starting from something very humble, like the planktonics in the very, 200, 300 years ago. People make something by their hands and exchange to other people for more venues. And for last 200 years, all the industrial revolutions has brought together the massive companies who can produce a lot and sell to the global economy. What's happening now is the economy is not doing good, so a lot of big companies, they're fading, they're going downhill, which gives a lot of mammals, small mammals, some adequate room to survive. And because they're small, they're more agile, they can fit into a lot of more niche markets, a small group of people, very localized demands. What's next is what we see about the maker movement. We have many more people start to innovate. Instead of being consumers, they become makers. They kind of create their own creatures, which they can use or sell to other people. Because of the massive involvement, we have a big base. And also because people cannot innovate everything. They have to choose to innovate based on open source technologies. And they want other people to contribute, to improve. So they try to open source again. It's becoming like a gene that inherited in the products themselves. And why we call ourselves makers? Because we want to have something different. We don't want to just buy things and consume like everyone else. We want to try to make something different, which brings mutation. If we combine all these things together, it's like the evolution of creatures but on products. We look deeper, but not as deep as BGI or ICOM-X. If we look at a product, this is called a copter, like the palm-size thing that can fly. It's actually like creatures. It has brain. It has microcontrollers that functions to compute, to think, to decide. And also it has needs to have the gut, which is the sensors, the accelerometers, the gyrometers, the powers, the juices of the batteries. and it needs to have the skeleton to form up the body to protect and to function. And the last and the most important is to have the soul, which is a program that can decide what it's going to do. And with the soul, it can talk, can interact with other happenings like other machines or human beings or creatures. So they are not that mysterious to make a product. But it's difficult. We see a lot of nightmares, a lot of delays of hardware because we are using the wrong team to do that. To do a software, I don't know biologists, sorry for that, but for software we need a small team because everything is on cloud. We have a lot of shared weights to facilitate. So for software startups or internet companies, we only need like 4 people. Some programmers, some hackers, some UI business person, product manager, that's it. 4 people can make, or 1 people can make a very good startup. But for hardware, you need to have all the jobs of the software, but plus engineers, logistics, supply chains, qualities. Everything combined together, there's so many knowledges that we don't know, So we need to have the right team or use the right tool. Open source hardware is actually trying to resolve this, and open source software did that a few years ago. We see a lot of industrial professional tools becoming available to everyone. Means non-engineers, means designers, artists, children, elders. So the technology is becoming like a tool everyone can use. It's like a computer nowadays. You can do a biologist test with new tools invented by yourself. So you don't need to wait for IBM or some big companies to make some professional tools for you to use. You can totally trim it to fit your needs. Because besides the platforms, we have all the sensors, actuators, they are out there, standardized. It's like in a supermarket, you just go out there and shop for what you want. And the recipe, the firmware, the source, they are open and in a more collaborative way. You can just download and make your own. So it's becoming much easier for even small band to make your own products. But we're still facing a pyramid. Yes, dreamers started with ideas. We have so many ideas that are vanished on the road unless we make them into a prototype. It's 0.1. But if we go further, you have the first piece that can be propagated. It's becoming the engineering sample. You are becoming a more professional makers. But I think the good thing for this generation, we have a lot of chance to make independent product. It's like independent movie or independent song. You just take all these modules and come out with the minimum viable products. You could believe that on this planet, there are 1,000 people has similar needs. Try to find them with social networks, with all the niche market across the world, and we can tolerate more innovation survive on this stage. If the market is proven, if we are lucky enough, we can grow this product further, like to 10,000 pieces, 100,000 pieces. That's where these products will meet the traditional supply chain. You can go to a factory and say, oh, I want to turn this product into a corporations. And that's forming the pyramid. On the top, I don't think we need that much of big dinosaur scale companies, but more people can start with very humble ideas, but go all the way. Thanks to that, and the iteration, the evolvement of the products are becoming faster and faster. I think the whole community is trying to facilitate from the design to development to prototyping, and we can manufacture in small quantities, and they are becoming more decentralized. And we can use P2P fulfillment. You don't need a logistic company. You just ship it to the users globally. And more importantly, you don't need to innovate something and wait to sell it. You can just look and run the demand, collect the demands, have people vote with money maybe, then manufacture something according to the needs. It will be a more sustainable, it will be more economic circle of product. And for the last few years, we have a lot of innovations going on, but they too much focused inside the screens. We look at mobile phones, we can laptops. They have changed tremendously. But how about things around us? The chairs, the tables, the clothes, they are not so different from 20 or 100 years ago. So a lot of people are talking about why now we need to talk about IoT, but why we should have IoT. It's because the technology has evolved to a singularity point? No. It's just because IT is going down. People need to find a new clue to do IoT. So people look at all the blue seas beyond the screens and think, oh, that's the next big thing, but nobody knows what to do it. And by that trend, we have so many companies going into the IoT world, and they are scrambled to each section of this industry. But the gap, I think, is here. Because of the IT guys that come to the IoT, they think, oh, if I need to give me the data, I will make good value of it. I think we can do this smart things a lot, but the users cannot do it. They don't understand how to use a very complex system like this way. For example, Samsung can, or any Sony or big companies that are trying to build the complete solutions for human beings. But my mom, I cannot teach her to use the control pans on lift. We are ruling everything, but we cannot interact with them. We cannot convince everyone to buy a new house full of smart devices, and that happiness is triple versus the investment we need to put in. How about the social network of things that can talk to each other, and we can gradually bring in the things that can understand our demands. So in the beginning, right now, we have a lot of smart things, like we can finally turn off the light with our smartphone. Okay, how about you have 10 labs? How about you can't find your smartphones? It's becoming ridiculous. I need to install 10 apps if I want to control the things in my room. But how about we have Nest? It's learning you. It's understanding your needs. You're actually training it. But what is next step? Whenever you have many things, I think they should have a social network. They should collaborate. They should have their meanings. They have their understandings, inputs, outputs. They can make friends whenever they are together. For example, if we have a door and a light switch, you can, whenever you open the door should tell everything in this room, I'm opened. It means someone is inside. And the light should know that, okay, someone is inside. It's dark here, I should turn myself up. So they know each other. If the door is closed and nobody's home, the light knows how to close it. Okay, these two objects that are talking to each other. But whenever there's new things that can have the social needs come into the room, they can talk to these other two objects and make friends with them. Okay, you have your inputs, I have my outputs, you have inputs, and I have my outputs. It can form automatically to a system. There's no central control. It's just the behavior that can form together. Oh, and I forgot to say that W3C just released the Web of Things. It has several layers that can support this, and the open source tools is already there. It's not just a dream. It's at your disposal.
Social etiquette of things. It's like a social network.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's a social network of evolving things. And this is the mobile phone we made last year. Where the best example we had is we put the mobile phone onto a dog. So you can call your dog. You can ask him to come home, or you can text a message to know its coordinates. But I think what's beyond that is we can actually have an AI system that understands the barking of the dog. And the dog can make friends with another dog by barking with each other. They can make phone calls, why not? Because nobody has created the user interface for them. We can do that. And you can make phone calls to other things. You are actually not using things. The things are working with you in a very different way. They can be simple, but you might need them whenever you lost your key or something. So we are experimenting with things like that. And I think new technologies can facilitate the way we get the data from the world. But we need to really, why should we convince the consumers, everyone in this world, to use IoT, to equip with something that can acquire data? I think that's more fundamental before we build something which is based on that. And of course, human beings, yeah. As we have more things that can make social networks, they desire to have some AI. And there's two ways. Is one way they understand us, another way we work with them, like cyborgs. We equip some artificial intelligence with human beings. And I think that's something we'll be very extremely interested. Like electronics has its limitations. For example, the smelling is I think the most difficult sensing. We cannot do. There's no clue we are advancing it. So I think in the very near future, the electronics will come to threshold where a lot of biologists will merge with that. So I'm very appreciative for this opportunity to talk with totally different talents. And hope I can share more whenever the Purple Group come to our office, and our engineers will tell you more in detail what we are doing. And Shenzhen is a very vigorous city. It's very interesting, and hope you will enjoy here. And thanks for the blank card didn't call me. Thank you.